As you know, I've had several encounters with the paranormal, and I agree, if you have faith in the Lord, which I do, they cannot touch you, they cannot hurt you. I photographed a demon in one of the churchyards near where we lived, and it couldn't get near me, it couldn't touch me, couldn't even come home with me because of my faith. And our spare room seems to be the vortex where energies come in and out, but I've got my scriptures and that in here, so any evil entity that tries to come in is going to be pushed out. But I was in the front room at one point, and I heard a growl coming from one of our chairs, and it wasn't the dog. And I just commanded it, like that woman did in this video clip, to get out. Because I, like I said, have all the other spiritual things in here, in the vortex, but obviously it went into the front room. And I commanded it, and it left. You know, and I let any spirits that try to come in, I tell them, if you don't come in the name of my Lord, you're not welcome. And they leave. But we have had, like Barnabas, you know about Barnabas. Mind you, he hasn't popped in a while, but he was welcome, and because he wasn't here to do evil or had evil intent. And then there is a girl. I get children's voices. I've been picking them up as well, and I haven't picked them up lately, but I have picked them up before. And the thing is, I've set up a boundary that nothing evil is allowed to enter in, because I am prepared to get it out. The worst thing that's ever happened to me, like I said, was I got smacked. And it hurt, but it wasn't intended maliciously, because I worked out it was Barnabas, because shortly after the smack, or shortly before the smack, I can't remember which order, I had him shouting down my ear, you know. And as I recorded his voice on numerous occasions before, I recognized his voice. So since I've resolved whatever issue that Barnabas had, he hasn't been back. Not regularly. He just seems to pop in and out now and again. The last time he popped in was New Year's Eve, and he hasn't popped in since. So, you know, it's just whenever you are confronted by something evil, and that you've got to retain your faith in the Lord, because you got to remember, everything has to bow down to the Lord, and the invisible world especially is, you know, he commands them, and if he makes a command for them to stay away, they've got no choice. So if you command them in his name, they will retreat. You know, they're frightened of him. And just keep your faith, and if it's too bad and you're not sure what to do and you can't deal with it, look up a local group, see if they've got someone that can tell you how to, you know, someone there that knows how to cleanse, and like the Paranormal State does, get someone to tap into their faith and belief in God to rid their home. But you have to excuse me if I sound like I've had some breathing problems today. I have problems with my breathing ever since I had my operation, not from my nose, but in my chest, because I had a severe chest infection before I had the op. And since I had the operation, I still get a tight chest now and again. But otherwise, I'm okay. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, just retain your faith and your belief in the Lord, or, you know, because I find that if I didn't have my faith in the Lord, especially the way the entities come in, I don't know if it's because I had near-death experience, but I seem to be like a magnet for these things. So if I didn't have my faith in the Lord, I dread to think what would happen. And I know I've got the Lord to protect me. And so yeah, it doesn't, the spirit is, like someone says, multilingual. That, well, when you die, or when you're a spirit, you know, you you're not labeled. You're not the same as you are when you're in the flesh. So you know, spirits can speak other languages. I recorded an EVP off of a Most Haunted video, and this woman was speaking in, I think it was Latin or something. I've got it on my voice recorder. I'm trying to put a tape together, and a video clip together with the voice. And the thing was, the woman spoke, I'm not sure if it was "do confronte" or something. It sounded a bit like Latin to me, and it was after David Wells was challenging the spirit to make itself known, and it spoke. And for some reason, I'm surprised that the Most Haunted team didn't pick up on it, but I recorded the voice off the computer, and you know, when you're in spirit, you know, you obviously are tapped into everything. So, you know, you can make yourself known, and there are spirits, like in this program, that change their appearance, and that, and you just gotta be careful, you know. And I've been fortunate, because most of the entities that pop in and out on occasion who come into this flat, that there's a lot of history. I found out that these flats were, the cottages where Mr. Barnabas lived, was still up until 1958. And these flats have only been here since 1958, and there's been several tenants prior to me moving in. I thought I was only the second one, but it turns out I'm like the sixth one. And it turns out that Barnabas' son lived in the cottages after he passed away. So obviously, given the history of the area and that, it's kind of this spare room for some reason acts like a portal. And you know, I've secured it, but I've come to accept it, because once I've done the history and I know what I'm dealing with, it's easier for me to cope with. And so if they pop in and make themselves known, like I've seen 2 apparitions since we've been here, it don't bother me. I just come to accept it and deal with it if I have to. But I certainly don't allow, if an evil entity comes in, I'm not going to give it a chance. Before it even tries to do anything, I'll command it to leave in the name of my Lord, and it will leave. So I'll just leave that for you, and take care, you guys.